Good morning. Thank you all for being here today. And those of you online watching live stream, also appreciate your attendance. Thank you very much, Ann, for the introduction. Again, my name is Scott Petzel. I am president of Metallic Minerals. Metallic Minerals is a precious and base metal resource stage company with key assets in North America. I will be making forward-looking statements this morning, so see if you can guess which ones, and otherwise use caution and do your own research. The three key assets that Metallic has are, before I actually talk about those assets, I want to talk about the Metallic group of companies, which is a collaboration, a loose collaboration between three companies, Vancouver-based. It's Metallic Minerals, Stillwater Critical Minerals, and Granite Creek Copper. Stillwater Critical Minerals is looking at nickel, copper, cobalt, PGE deposit in the famous Stillwater district of Montana, some of the highest grade PGE mineralization in North America. And they're a resource stage company. Granite Creek Copper also looking at high grade copper in the Yukon territories, the Minto district of the Yukon. The three companies in this collaboration actually share resources below the CFO level. So we have access to a higher technical competency with our technical team that comes with a lot of experience and a lot of success in defining and discovering new deposits over the last few years. So three key assets within Metallic Minerals. Our La Plata project is a copper, silver, gold project in southwestern Colorado. We've just completed a program in 2023. We announced the results of that drill program just in the last month that show thick intervals of high grade or average grade copper with higher grade intervals within them, up to 500 meters in width. It is a resource stage property with 1.2 billion pounds of copper and 17.6 million ounces of silver. We also have Newmont as a strategic investment partner on the project. Our second key asset is our Keno silver project, which is a silver, lead, zinc, gold project in the Yukon territories, the famous Keno Silver District. We announced our inaugural resource on the project of 18 million ounces of silver equivalent just this year. We own 100% of the property. It's 171 square kilometers right next door to our neighbors, Hecla Mining, who is actively mining on their Keno project as well. We've identified over 50 targets. 4 of those contribute to the resource. 11 of them have been drilled with positive results. 40 targets have not been drilled to date. The third key asset in our portfolio is our Klondike Gold alluvial production gold royalty portfolio. And that is a very interesting opportunity for a junior like ourselves to see income from production of alluvial gold or placer gold. And we have an alluvial arrangement or agreement with Parker Schnabel of Little Flake Mining, who is from the Discovery Channel famous TV show Gold Rush. And that income is helping to run the company, but also supplement our exploration in the famous Klondike District. Our first key property is our La Plata project. You can see here it kind of looks like it's almost in the Andes in South America. Again, the resource initially announced in 2022, updated in July of 2023 is nearly 1.3 billion pounds of copper equivalent material. The very significant thing about the La Plata project was the strategic investment by Newmont, which occurred in May of 2023 following the drilling of a very high-grade hole where we intercepted 816 meters of 0.041% copper equivalent, with the last 30 meters being 1.5% copper equivalent, with significant platinum and palladium grades, as well as gold and silver in that interval. That investment was $6.3 million, comes with $6.5 million in warrants, and also created the technical committee, and we recently met with Newmont on site, had some very good meetings as part of that technical committee within the last couple of weeks. What does Newmont see in the project? Well, this is a porphyry, an alkaline porphyry system. These are some of the higher grade or largest precious metal containing porphyry systems in the world. And Newmont already, with their acquisition of Newcrest, is now involved in 3 very significant alkaline porphyry systems: Cadia Ridgeway in Australia, the Red Chris mine in British Columbia, and the Galore Creek project, of which myself and our CEO, Greg Johnson, were co-founders of part of the co-founding team of Nova Gold, who did extensive discovery and exploration work on the Galore Creek project, which we see as the closest analog to the work that we're doing on our La Plata project. Significant scale potential, I think that's what Newmont recognizes. With the work that's been done at Cadia, you can see a significant amount of drilling in the cross-sectional profile there, and at Red Chris, and a very minimal amount of drilling at La Plata, which is just around 20,000 meters over an 8-kilometer long trend where we see significant potential from our surface geochem results. This is a cross-section looking to the west. You can see the high-grade hole that was drilled in 2022 in the middle there. That's 2204 with the 816 meters of 0.41% equivalent. We followed it up in 2023 with 4 holes actually, but 2 are shown here on the section, 2305 and 2306, which both had these significant intervals of mineralization. 2305 had 908 meters of 0.26% copper equivalent, with zones of 200 meters plus at 0.41% and higher grade zones of 26 meters around 0.9%. With the addition of a new discovery out here at the at the end of the 2305, which correlates with a new zone that we've identified at surface called the Renegade Zone. So this is one of the new targets that we're developing outside of the existing Allard resource. The Allard resource is shown right here in red. 95% of the drilling is done within a square kilometer around the Allard resource. We've identified now in the district essentially an 8-kilometer by 8-kilometer zone with the elevated copper grades shown in green, essentially a copper core with elevated gold grades shown around the fringe of the copper core, which are epithermal gold-silver telluride vein systems. And so this significant scale to this district, showing not only high-grade soil geochemistry, but high-grade rock geochemistry in certain locations, has led us to see this as a real district-scale opportunity with the resource and the ability to make new discovery. And we look forward to doing additional drilling in 2024, not only on the Allard resource area, but over in the Morningstar area on a new target and in the Copper Hill area. This shows the extensive alteration footprint, 10 square kilometer alteration signature from the main intrusive area of the alkaline porphyry system, which again should have multiple centers of mineralization. The resource and all the drilling is really focused here. Our new target at Copper Hill and our new target at Morningstar will be drilled in 2024. We'll talk briefly about our Keno Silver project in the central part of the Yukon Territories. The project is 171 square kilometers, shown here in orange. There are multiple pieces of in-holdings within what is the Hecla mining property in the Keno district. This is 35 kilometers across. The initial discovery was made at the Silver King mine here on the west end of the district. Those discoveries back from 1918 through the 20s led to the east, a little bit more rugged topography, a little less consolidated property, led to an area on the east side of the district that is largely unexplored, but still ripe for discovery. And we were able to make discoveries at our Fox target, which is now part of this inaugural resource, the 18 million ounces that we have delineated within the last several years. In total, there's over 220 million ounces of historic production, 130 million ounces of silver held in resource by Hecla and now Metallic, and we look forward to continuing to test those additional targets, 11 of which, again, have returned significant results, and 40 of which have been undrilled on the project to date. The 18 million ounces was defined by about 18,000 meters of drilling, so a very high success rate and the ability, we think, now to focus in and add resources very quickly. If you had the opportunity to watch the show Gold Rush on the Discovery Channel, you would have seen this pit in operation as part of Parker's part of that series. This is called the Boomerang Pit. It was our initial pit on our Australia Creek project. We found some very high-grade nuggets in that work. There's a picture of Parker. And this project really represents the southern end. This is our ground in purple and green. The southern end of the Klondike District, where over 20 million ounces of gold has been produced. Most of that gold was produced out of the Indian River, where they had significant sized floating dredges. And the Australia and Melba Creek are the upstream continuation of that ground, which has been unmined because those creeks were held in reserve for water and power for those dredges that were downstream. So we see a significant opportunity to grow our business, our royalty business, by adding additional operators, and expect to announce new operator agreements in the coming months. We have 167 million shares issued and outstanding. Got about $2 million in cash that is being spent down. Really strong shareholder base with 17% owned by management and its associates, and 9.5% by Newmont Corporation, 14.5% by Eric Sprott. We, again, are a resource-based company. Key asset, our La Plata project in southwestern Colorado, 1.3 billion pounds of copper, 18 million ounces of silver at our Keno silver project in the Yukon, and royalty income from our alluvial portfolio in the Klondike. Thank you very much.
Scott, don't run away just yet. We've got a few minutes here. Does anyone have a question? I do then. Catalysts that we're looking for this year.
Catalysts. So one of the things we're continuing to have discussions with Newmont in terms of their continuing to have interest in the project and complete a new financing relative to supporting a drill program for our La Plata project in 2024. Additionally, we're working on a resource update for our La Plata project based on the 2024 drilling, where we expect to see an increase in our resource and our resource grade with the addition of gold, platinum, and palladium to that resource, which hasn't contributed previously. So.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Scott.
Thank you.
So up next we have Aftermath Silver.